Earth, a population of over 7 billion human beings, 60% of which now lives in the city, consistently surrounded by buildings, noise, and people. Most of us are so focused on our own little lives, work, school, money, stress. All these things, these worries, makes us forget that we are but a mere society of advanced apes on a huge rock floating somewhere in the cosmos. However, in the course of its existence, humanity did achieve incredible feats, such as literally taking over the world, creating advanced technology, planes, and much more. But some of these exploits remain very mysterious. The Stonehenge, the Easter Island statues, the pyramids of Giza, how were these spectacular monuments built more than 1,000 years ago without any of the machinery that we now have? I don't know. I have no idea, but what I do know is that the very people who built these monuments were like you, like me. They were stressed by work, school, and money. Some of them even lived in the city. To better understand these mysteries, I am bringing you along with me to unveil the secrets of the now extinct Maya civilization. Our journey begins in Tulum, a city which is now part of the very touristy Riviera Maya, a region in Mexico praised for its many all-inclusive resorts. However, today we're not here for the resorts, we're here to witness the remains of the ancient Mayan city of Tulum. For my visit of the ruins, I was lucky enough to have an incredibly knowledgeable guide that told me everything there was to know about Tulum and its rich history.
This is the temple that everybody knows that we call the castle. But for the Mayas, this is not the castle, this is a lighthouse. Here is the ocean.
Yeah.
And they got the coral reef right here. And they built an artificial channel.
Oh, really?
In order they can cross safe.
Wow.
So in the end, it's a lighthouse.
Like our guide told us, the Great Castillo of Tulum was in fact a lighthouse. After making a few researches on the web, I discovered that Tulum wasn't only a city, it used to be one of the greatest trade hub of the Mayan civilization. The Mayas would import mostly obsidian and jade, as well as many other goods. The goods that were brought here were then transported by land to a city that used to be even greater than Tulum, the city of Coba, which we are going to visit later in the video. After visiting the ruins of Tulum, we then headed to another wonder that can only be found here in Mexico. The place we're going to is not quite a cave, not quite a lake. It is called a cenote, and the one we're visiting today is called Gran Cenote, literally meaning big cenote. Its name makes it sound like it's one huge cenote, which is an underground lake in a cave. But this cenote is actually a connection between various underground rivers in which you can see wild turtles and fish. Later on, we stopped in a traditional Mexican cafeteria to have lunch. The food wasn't the best I've ever had, but it was authentic, and that's exactly what I was expecting from a traditional Mexican restaurant. Afterwards, we headed for the ruins of Coba, a city that was supposedly built in the 7th century, more than 1,000 years ago. In the peak of its civilization, Coba was home to over 50,000 inhabitants. It used to be the main city of the Mayan civilization. But after the emergence of Chichen Itza, Coba lost its political power and was abandoned shortly after the arrival of the Spanish. The fact that the buildings of this millennial city stayed intact for all these years shows you how advanced and phenomenally wise the Mayas were. Coba holds the record of the second tallest pyramid in the Yucatan Peninsula, which is called Ixmoja. To get there, you will either need to walk for a while or to rent one of the available vehicles.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Una bicicleta, porfa? 60?
Well, thank you, gracias.
I can take any bike and... Okay. Hola.
Hola, ticket?
Yeah. Un grande bicicleta para mí.
The blue one behind.
The blue one over
Yes.
there?
Keep
Gracias.
it. Yes, keep it.
Thank you.
My ride or die. You can also pay for someone to give you a ride, just like these people on the left. It will cost you 150 pesos or $8. Before arriving at Ixmoja, you need to park your bike in the designated bike parking. Then you walk a few minutes in the jungle and suddenly it appears right before your eyes.
Maybe you guys can't really see it on the GoPro because it's a wide lens camera. This is freaking huge. This is the biggest structure I've ever seen in my whole life. Apart from buildings, like the biggest pyramid. It's bigger than Chichen Itza in my opinion. You guys have to come here to Coba. It's the best spot in Mexico that I've seen so far. Very impressive. Now I'm late for my excursion. 10 minutes late, so I have to run. Let's go.
Sadly, because of COVID, I couldn't climb the pyramid, but if you come in a couple months or years, you might be able to do so. Personally, this day trip from Tulum to Coba made me realize how old the world actually is and how little our existence matters. If it even matters at all. That's why I wish to live my life to the fullest, and why you should too. Cheers. Oh, and since we all have only one life to live, you might as well want to click on that subscribe button. YOLO!